You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 5th, 2025 meeting of the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Welcome to the Michigan City Park Board meeting of Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Would you please join us and please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Glidden, Ms. Sperling,
Here.
Mr. Hoffman,
Present.
Mr. Labus,
Here.
Ms. Ward,
Here.
all present.
Thank you. And we have an appointment as liaison. I'm going to appoint myself to the Port Authority Board, and Mr. Labus has agreed to become the liaison to the Zoological Society.
Yeah.
The minutes of the previous meeting have been given to everybody. Are there any questions, additions, corrections? I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Project updates,
None tonight.
tabled business.
There is none.
Not tonight. New business, the Park Department's 2024 fourth quarter report.
Yes, so our fourth quarter report was included in your packets, and I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. I would like to note as well, you'll see our fourth quarter variance report isn't in here. Typically, we compare last year's fourth quarter budget numbers to this year, but the controller has not closed out. They've done a soft closing, so we're working on the fourth quarter and the annual variance reports, and those should be to you shortly.
Okay, cool, thanks. Did you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so thanks to all of you for doing the reports. Just awesome. You guys, Pat, your team, the golf, the zoo, everyone just does so much. So it's just awesome. So thank you for those. I did have a question. It was showing that picture with the tiger teeth removed. I was wondering, are we doing something different with those entrances and exits?
No, they'll be put back in.
Oh,
We
just
take 'em out.
repair. Oh,
We take
okay.
them out for the winter.
Yeah.
But
But I
yeah,
didn't know
Pat
if-
did have to pour some new asphalt.
Yeah, okay.
But they'll go back in the spring. We'll
Okay.
Start charging.
Yeah. And then on page 7, the cart path demolition, I know that this is a quarterly report, but is that anything different than what we already know? Like, is that going to be, I know that whole project was put on hold because of the budget, mishap, but with the city, but
So no, it's still scheduled.
Okay.
They just ran out of time to
Okay.
finish it before the asphalt plant's closed.
okay.
So some of the stonework, the foundation bases have been laid, but the
Mhm.
majority of it will be finished in the spring when
Okay.
it's open.
Great.
And we did get additional funding through the city. I say it's like $286,000, so we'll be doing quite a bit of path work this
Yeah.
spring.
That's additional, or that's because wasn't the whole project like 700 or something?
Well, we didn't know if we were gonna get it all,
Yeah,
so
okay.
we got this small portion that we started, but
Mhm.
now they've
The
given
rest.
us back
Yeah.
286,000 to continue.
Okay,
So
cool.
That was good news.
And will they be, are we kind of first on their list since they didn't get it finished in the fall?
Do you know that, Mike? Our green superintendent.
Yes.
Can you please state your name when you approach the bench?
Hi,
Michael Moore, Green Superintendent.
Mike.
Hi. I have not heard anything yet.
Mhm.
If we're gonna be first on the list.
Mhm.
I mean, we were kind of put on the back burner,
I know.
the whole last year. So
Yeah.
hopefully, since it's already started
Mhm.
and contract was last year, so.
Right. Is there anything that we can do on our end to make a call and just even ask the question? Or I don't know who
Right.
would that be, you or would that be Shannon? Or
Yeah,
yeah, and just say, hey,
contact someone.
we would,
Manager, yep.
we would like to not get moved again
Right.
if possible. And Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Oh wait, you might want to stay up here. I got another question about the golf course. Sorry. The irrigation usage.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Off the charts. I saw the rain. I mean, it was a little different in October, but the other months didn't seem much different. So
It was, we did, we irrified North Course at the beginning of October,
mhm.
so that's where some of the irrigation went there.
Okay.
But it was still dry
Yeah.
in early October.
It was a nice fall. Yeah. At the aerating, is that what you said?
Mhm.
Is that done every year? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Oh, okay. So, but then we would have had that last year too, right? Or are you saying we just had to run it more because there wasn't rain and
Correct.
Yeah, I thought a few months back you had said that it was drier
Yes,
than it was before, which is why you had to run it.
correct.
yeah, because I think our the other quarters were even
Right.
more.
And even
Yeah.
the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually I don't have to run it in October, but
Yeah.
I did.
And that's just on like an automatic, it just comes on and I mean,
I had to set it up.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I thought it was a huge difference, so I just wanted to ask about that, yeah, okay.
While you're there, do we have a proposed opening date? Normal?
Most
It's always
importantly,
March 15th.
it's always March 15th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any comments for the public? The public? So fast.
Hello, Scott Mellon, 200 Kenwood Place. A couple quick things. We're gonna have our city stickers coming up pretty soon. Last year, we went down to one location to pick them up. And I think we might think about a second location or at least opening the season up earlier to pick them up. I know many people went down to the park to pick up stickers and noticed that it wasn't open yet for the season. If we're gonna have only one location, maybe we should extend.
I'm gonna stop you. We're gonna go down through the agenda now and just.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was
The
public
only
comment.
public comment then.
Every line
Any-
item I have.
Oh, my mistake.
Comment on the golf.
I heard public, and I apologize.
All
right.
I do have a comment for the golf, which would be, do we have smart controllers for the irrigation? My Ratio controller at home knows what the weather is and knows whether I need water or not. And if we don't have smart controls for that, that might be something to look into to maximize our efficiency vis-a-vis use of water. Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else on the fourth quarterly report? All right, we need a motion to approve or accept.
So I motion to accept the Park Department Q4 2024 report.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
New business B, the jump rope competition.
Yes, we are looking at doing a joint jump rope competition with the jump group. Y'all can come up now. And I'll let them speak before I fill in any holes.
There's no admission. It's a free,
They'll speak on all that
oh,
right
I'm sorry.
now.
I'm Maria Grinston. I'm with Just Unleashing More Positivity. I'm Danielle Jarrett. I'm also with Just Unleashing More Positivity.
I'm Shantae with Just Unleashing More Positivity.
Welcome.
So what we are is a non-for-profit organization here. We're a youth program. We started out about 2 years ago, and what we do in the community is teach children 5 and up how to jump double dutch. We're a completely free program. We meet every other Saturday at the YMCA, and so it's our as we grow, we want to bring more opportunity to our city, and we want to put on our first big annual double dutch competition here at Washington Street Park. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Okay.
The beach. And so we've been talking with Will, and we have some good ideas to bring in teams, to make it a community event, have vendors, food trucks, things like that, just to make it an all-encompass community event.
So yes, we are very excited for this. We think it'd be a great activity to fill in kind of the gaps that go on down at Washington Park at the amphitheater. That's what we decided on. There will be sold seating in the seats up front, correct? We did talk about this.
Mhm.
So there will be sold seating in the stage seating that's there in the front of the amphitheater. But then everything else around that'll be free to whoever wants to come and enjoy. But it's really a event for the city to get their group in the forefront to try to get more kids to come out and join jump. But also jump rope competitions they're kind of a big thing around in different areas. So it's something that we really think that we can maximize and bring to our city to help us stand out a little bit more.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
I have a quick question. First of all, I can't believe she's nervous. She does so many good things in public. So that's odd to hear that she's nervous talking, but you were talking about teaching the children. Did you teach 56-year-old children?
Absolutely. Our program is designed for parents and children.
Wow.
Okay.
So 5 and up.
I think I might have to try to get down for my. I'm just saying.
I'll pay for a seat to watch.
Yeah, me too.
You haven't seen nerves till you see me try to jump in there.
We can get you in.
So me and Maria talked about jump a while back before, and I think the one thing that made a jump competition pop in my head was to see how big nationwide the 40+ Jump Club is. And that's 40 years plus Jump Club. And me just actually looking into that and seeing all the chapters all around the country, it was like, okay, wow, I think we kind of missing out on something here. It really drove home like we could do this here in Michigan City.
Yeah.
So we actually had the opportunity to go to New York in December and took our jump club to the Apollo Theater to see the National Double Dutch competition. And there are teams from Japan, Africa, Czech Republic, Hong Kong. It was huge and it was so fascinating. So we're just hoping to even scratch the surface of that here in Michigan City.
That's cool. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. Awesome.
Roscoe's ready to go. Sign him up.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? And then we'll entertain a motion.
I motion to accept the jump rope competition proposal.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congrats.
Good luck.
Item C, we have the 2025 walked-in Alzheimer's license agreement. Am I right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be on soccer in the same.
No? Walking in Alzheimer's.
That's. Any questions? It's a reoccurring annual event. It's October 4th.
Yeah. And she's not here. As far as I know, there was absolutely nothing changed about this agreement. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, so this is a return event. I want to say they're probably in their 8th or 9th year of hosting this in Washington Park. It's a great event. We don't do anything for them at all. They just use the park. So I would definitely recommend approval of this year's event.
And confirm no changes in the event.
And I see on this contract, because I'm going to bring it up later, but they are responsible for a security. They hire some security, some authorized police authority, right? Okay. All right. Any other comments from the board about the Alzheimer's license agreement? Any comment from the public? We need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2025 Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So 2025 Soccer in the Sand major license agreement. Major event license agreement.
Same thing. This is a return event that's been going on for a few years, and again, no change from previous year.
So President Good and I were having a conversation about the fees for this event.
Okay.
And he wanted us to research other venues that they're at and see what fees that they're being charged. So I asked that you table this tonight, give us some time to research that.
I think it's a good idea.
I'll make a motion to table the Soccer in the Sands.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right. The Harbor Country Adventures Greenhouse lease renewal.
This is simply just renewing their lease. It's a 3-year lease that this board approved. However, the lease does require you to annually approve that each year. So that's what this is for. This is the second year of a 3-year lease.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? All right, so what's your pleasure?
I will make a motion to accept the Harbor Country Adventures Greenhouse lease renewal.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Fish thief documentary event request.
Yes. So the Michigan City Parks Department is a partner on the Trail Creek Watershed Partnership. I actually chair that partnership right now. And in an effort to do more outreach in Michigan City, we're trying to come up with some new events for 2025. So we would like to present the Fish Thief documentary. This is an award-winning film about how a lot of the native fish species in the Great Lakes have disappeared and why. How this has impacted our economy. A lot of you know we were a huge fishing community at one time. We no longer are. This is a free event. Again, it's in partnership. We'll have tables there with environmental information from IDEM, the Coho Club, the Steelheaders, the Watershed Partnership, Shirley Hines Land Trust. There'll be appetizers. I haven't finalized this yet, but we'll probably have a cash bar with Burnham Brewery. So it's a nice Sunday afternoon event. Come out, enjoy the the movie. There'll be some experts there to talk to. There'll be the tabling events for people to mingle. So I'm just asking permission to host this at the Senior Center on Sunday, March 9th. Doors would open at noon and the movie would conclude at 3:00.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have to cover the cost of the police officer or are they
Trail Creek Watershed will cover that. There'll be no cost to the park department.
awesome?
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? I'll entertain a motion.
I motion to approve the Fish Thief documentary event request.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I do have some flyers with the event details if anyone's interested.
Item G is the 2025 Great Lakes Grand Prix contract with the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
So the park board did approve a 3-year event agreement with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, but this year the jet ski races pulled out. So we've revised the agreement and the dates. They'll still be paying us the full $20,000. They did ask for additional parking for their dry docks because they have more teams coming in this year. So they want the zoo lot. We sat down and met with them and we can make that work. We do recover a lot of our lost parking revenue with a special event fee, which is on your agenda later this evening.
Do we charge for the parking on the grass area during that event? Yeah, okay. And how many spots will that take from the zoo parking, do you know?
54.
Out of how many? Do you know how many are there?
That's all.
That's
The
all?
whole lot.
Oh, they're taking the whole lot.
They'll take the whole lot.
Okay.
So Washington Park has 1,100 parking spaces, an additional 600 in the grass.
Mhm.
So they'll be taking the entire main lot, North Point Pavilion's lots,
Mm.
and the zoo this year with 70+ race teams.
Oh, so are we gonna have enough to accommodate people for coming to see going to the zoo and the beach and the,
We never do with the boat race here.
right?
They do offer off-site shuttle service. That's how we get
Yeah.
people into the park, but
Mhm.
this event is definitely starting to outgrow the venue.
Yeah. Would they consider paying us for the lost revenue we would have from the zoo parking?
No, but they do have that information. So every year I present them our projected costs. Lost revenue is included for senior center, parking spaces. Again, the $40 special event parking fee helps us catch up. But I've also provided them and the mayor as well with our labor costs,
Mhm,
our trash costs.
mhm.
So it's an expensive event for the city
Yeah,
when you take into account that it's police, fire, park, there's a lot of entities involved.
yeah, mhm,
Plus the zoo doesn't do very well that weekend.
They don't.
yeah.
So when you said you provide a loss cost to them, when it comes to, let's say, parking there, are you providing the standard fee, or are you providing the special event fee as a loss?
Oh, as a loss, well, it's the standard fee
Standard
based on the week prior because the weather's about the same. So yeah, it would be more.
And that's why I was
But
wondering,
if there was
because
no event, we
if we're
wouldn't be
looking at
charging
it-
a special event fee.
Yeah.
So
but if we're considering it a special event fee, and that's what we would charge if it was, right, it was just a question.
yeah, and I'd be glad to share those numbers. Of course.
And technically, in this contract, initially it included the jet ski races, payment for whatever we needed for jet ski races. And because that's not there, they asked for this lot in lieu of doing anything for the jet ski races. So we still getting paid the same. There's no jet ski races, but they're using that lot too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you were saying that it's a 3-year contract that started from last year, if I remember. Right? Is that the reason why we're only seeing the 2 years now, right?
Correct.
That are
Yeah, this is year 2.
just making sure this year too. Yeah. Okay.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public?
Hello, board. Scott Melantura, Kenwood Place. Great event, of course. It's a heck of an event for Michigan City. Given our added costs, and it seems like $20,000 is a fairly nominal fee today, I would suggest when this comes up for renegotiation next year, I would assume that we think about asking for more from them, given the success of it from both sides. They enjoy it. They've grown it, which we appreciate. But like you say, the garbage pickup, I believe he put out 100 temporary cans on the beach, in addition to all our regular cans. The loss of our parking, the added labor to monitor the parking lots. So maybe we can be a little more bare knuckled with the next negotiation. We were happy to get them started, but now this will be our 16th year, I believe, this year. So it's pretty well established, and maybe it's time for us all to get paid a little bit more for it. Thank you.
Anybody else? We'll entertain a motion to.
I will make a motion to accept the 2025 Great Lakes Grant Fee contract with CVB.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
We have a request to place a sculpture at Memorial Park.
Thank you. I serve as the treasurer on the Michigan City Public Art Committee. Our 2024-2025 goals is to bring art to the neighborhoods. When the committee was established, our goal was the Uptown Arts District and keeping Sculpt Fusion alive, which is an exhibit of rotating sculptures throughout the downtown. We do that as well, but we are starting to add things to our permanent collection, and we're trying to branch out into the neighborhood so everyone could enjoy public art. I know Roscoe has a new sculpture in his neighborhood, and he was at our
Cool.
ribbon cutting. So we chose 4 new sculptures this year. The one that was, I guess, the most subtle and had to do with nature was the one that I recommended that the committee vote to put at Memorial Park. The other ones were a little bit too large and colorful to put in front of a historic building, in my opinion. So we chose the tree. Memorial Park is a recognized Indiana forest, so I think that's fitting. It's a 2-year lease for the sculpture, and the art committee will pay all expenses if you approve. And we're looking at the corner that's shown in the picture, just to give it the highest visibility from the road.
So is this sculpture in the rotation, or it's just?
It is. Yeah, so it's a 2-year lease. It's just, like I said, we're starting to branch out. And several of these pieces that we put out in the neighborhoods, we ended up either purchasing for a really great price or the artist has donated to us just to get their name in our city.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
we're we're close to $1 million of artwork right now, which is phenomenal for a city of our size.
It's awesome.
So we've been fairly successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
and I think it's so fitting. And not only that, but the tree of life is what it's called, right? And that represents eternity, which God promises, and I think that's so beautiful that that's going in our city. Yeah.
So, question, the artist, I was seeing the artist there, is that a local artist or?
I don't know where.
Actually,
it's
I
from.
looked her up. I think it said Belgium online.
No, she's in the States now.
Oh,
I want to
well,
say
maybe
she's
it was
in
from-
Iowa.
Iowa.
So we try to keep with local artists when we can on a lot of our projects. But then we also go regional, try to stay in the Midwest. It keeps the cost down. They have to deliver these sculptures and then pick them back up. So Midwest local, but
Yeah.
not Michigan City local.
Okay.
Although 2 of the sculptures we chose were from Michigan City this year.
And then I saw it said that it's leased, that there was a lease that was on this.
Yes.
Is this paid by,
By the
and
Public
this-
Art Committee.
okay,
So there are 2-year leases. We pay the artist $4,000 for the 2 years.
Mhm.
All right. Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? We need a motion to move on.
I move that we accept the tree of life.
I shall accept.
Or second.
Oh, yeah, second. Thank you.
I was waiting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I got you, buddy.
Say whatever you want, Russ.
Cute.
Item I, the maintenance department special purchase repairs to truck number 5.
Yeah, so we had a vehicle that was involved in an accident. It needs to be repaired. It is one of our plow trucks in our fleet. So very important to get that repaired quickly. We have turned it into insurance and it has been approved. The reason it's a special purchase is because of the amount. Our purchase policy requires us to bring specifications to the park board and get those approved before we go out and get quotes. So to get this repaired timely, we'd like you to waive that. We did get 3 quotes. We did have the insurance adjuster come out and approve the lowest quote. So this just buys us, 2 or 3 weeks of getting this truck in. I think Pat said he could get in as early as tomorrow, get it repaired and back in our fleet in case we have more severe winter weather, which I hope we don't. So that's the only reason it's a special purchase is we're bypassing having you approve the specs, then go out and get quotes, then bring the quotes back to you at your next meeting, have you approve them try to schedule it. So
This one's all for the repair you're talking
Correct.
about. Okay, not the next item, the purchase. Different. Okay.
Any other comments from the board?
That was the question I had.
Okay, no. So we need a motion for the repairs to truck
Oh, you got a
5.
comment?
Yeah,
We got a comment.
and this goes back to the days when I was actually on the park board, 2007 through 2000, yeah, way back when. But Shannon talked about, how we went out and got the bids for these things, and I always used to argue that all the time, it's not simply the cheapest cost that's out there. Because a lot of times, some of these, the repair, they'll put warranties and other stuff. You have to really, take into consideration as well. So I always like to say the most responsible bid. And most people always believe it's just that, you just take the cheapest one and run. And this happens council as well as, some of the things that we did here as well. So just wanted to point that out. But Shannon, you did say this was the least expensive of the.
the least expensive and can get the truck in right away.
Right.
We did look at that. Some of the shops are out 8 weeks. We can't be out 8 weeks.
Right.
So if the difference was $600, we would have went with the body shop that could get us in and get our truck back on the road.
Exactly. So I just like to clear that lingo up because it's going to come up again at some point. It's going to come up on the council, and I always like to make tell people we want the most responsible bid, not just the one that's just simply the cheapest. Because there are a lot of things like Shannon had to take into consideration when doing this.
Thank you. Any comments from the public? No. We need a motion for the repairs of truck 5.
A second.
What? I'll make a motion to accept the repairs for truck 5.
Say it now. You can second.
I can second that.
Yeah.
Mr.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have a special purchase of a new Ford F-250 with a plow.
Yes, so this is a new pickup truck with a plow to add to our fleet. Just over $52,000 is coming out of ARPA funds. And then we're throwing in $10,500 to purchase this vehicle. And the reason this is a special purchase is because Bozak offers discounted government pricing, which means that we don't have to go out and get bids because they've already bid with the state and offer the lowest bid. So that's why it's a special purchase, and I hope you approve it because again, we're ready to jump on this and add one more truck to our fleet.
So,
And it is in stock, is that correct?
so just a quick question. In this bid, it says in the paperwork that it's a Chevy Silverado,
Correct.
but the pictures it's showing an F-150.
There's
So
three
it's two
different quotes.
There were
You should have three.
at least saw 2.
Did you have 3 or 2? 3, that's what I
You know what? I lied to you. I did have other ones. My computer was lying to me. Yeah. So I retract my question.
Any other comments from the board?
No.
Any comments from the public? And we need a motion about the new Ford 250.
My motion to purchase the new Ford F-250 with the plow.
I shall second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item K, professional services agreement for the golf spray technician.
Yes, so this is the 3rd year of contracting with Tony Staley of Specialized Services. He does all of our spraying because we don't have anyone on staff right now that has that license and that ability. So we've been contracting that out. I am happy to say that our green superintendent and assistant green superintendent are both working on getting their license so we can start doing this in-house. They passed their first round of tests. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Number 2, you're on number 2? Sorry. 2nd round. He's getting closer. So it is our objective to have 2 people licensed on staff and hopefully not need this contract next year. But until then, we don't have the ability in-house to perform this work.
And that was going to be a question I was going to ask, was that, the ability for us to do it in-house, looking at as far as the cost, how much savings we'd be able to have doing it in-house, but at the same time, while it's nice doing it in-house, we don't want to add more work and overwork, those who are.
So in the past, it was done in-house,
Okay.
but the green superintendent that retired held the license. Without the license, you cannot perform the work. I should add too that Mr. Staley is also training our staff. So it's not just him performing the work, but he's actually out there
Oh, that's cool.
training them. So when they do get their license, they're ready to go.
Does the staff get any compensation for getting these things?
Attaboy. Attaboy, Mike.
Yeah, no. That's definitely, I mean,
That was it. That was it right there.
That was it. Compensation.
I mean, if we're saving $40,000 and these guys, they don't get anything for going to take these certifications at all?
Well, we still have to pay for chemicals, right?
I don't know.
They can do it on, paid work time. But yes, we cannot pay for things like that without adjusting a salary order that needs to go through the mayor, the controller, and be approved by the council.
But the 40,000 includes the chemicals too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Cruise it.
so we'll still have to buy the chemicals.
No,
No?
you're buying.
No.
Maybe I should get Mike up here.
Making you work tonight, Mike.
See, I haven't learned that much about golf yet.
I know.
Trying
You're getting
really-
there, Shannon.
Trying really hard.
Mark Moore, Green Superintendent. No, it does not cover the chemicals. That's just his services, the
Oh.
40,000.
So we're paying for his services, but we're providing the chemicals for him. So then we would still be paying for the chemicals in the long run, looking in the future, but we would have the people who'd be able to.
Right, so
I'll
we
do
would
this.
save the 40,000.
So now again, going back to the previous question, he's showing you guys, like how to do this,
Mhm.
and you guys are doing like part of the work with him, or
Right.
he's just showing you what he's doing.
This year, we will be doing part of the work.
He'll be doing part of the work. So are we paying then for us to do part of the work, but
We're paying him to train our.
trainer?
staff in
Okay,
the
so
field.
looking at it like that,
Right.
yeah. And I still understand they can't do it without.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
So I think, am I correct in saying like we held off hiring one of our full-time labor positions for the last several years to be able to afford this service? So once we're able to take it in-house, we're gonna have an additional person added back to the staff.
Right.
So we used to operate with 5 full-timers and we're down to 3.
Correct.
I know it's out of our jurisdiction or whatnot, but if guys are going to get licenses that save us tons of money, I think the city should be looking at compensating these gentlemen who are going to classes, doing things, even if it's on our own time. If we're saving money overall, I mean, if you go to trainings, you bring in things for us, we should be compensating people for their skills. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we can look into. Our budget process for 2026 will open in, well, we'll start internally in April. So, we can discuss that. And it can be even levels through the city council of, if you're assistant green superintendent, this is the wage. If you hold this license, this is the wage.
Definitely.
So, yeah, we'll investigate that. Thank you.
Especially with guys who are vested and want to be here and that, don't just, I don't know how it's worded or how all that logistics is, but if they stay here X amount of years, then doing that, because if not, I mean, what's to prevent someone from hiring someone with a specific thing that is a very important license, it looks like, to the golf job. I mean, if another golf course wanted and saw you had that, how are we going to keep them if we're not compensating them?
Right.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attaboy, Mike.
Yeah, attaboy, Mike. I think,
It's
again,
Look at him, looking on the bright side.
just like Mr. Lavis was saying, I think, the factor in it is the certification. When you look at it, like in other fields, like say information technology, somebody who has the certifications, they qualify for a higher pay.
Right.
Doesn't mean they necessarily may get it, but they can qualify for it, So I think it's a great thing to look into.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public?
Hello, board. Scott Melantura, Kenwood Place. Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to train and certify people and then lose them to somebody else. It's similar. I think that the easiest comparison is actually in a municipal is guys that get their CDLs. They get a bump from whatever their base was. So certainly if our greenskeeper gets these needed certifications that we have to run the course, there should be some sort of compensation, some bump for him, some incentive for his added duties and saving us money. It's a win-win. And I hope you look into that in the next budget. I'm sure the city council would probably tend to agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Nice. You looked right over at me and put the pressure on me. But yes, I'm sure Shannon has done this a gazillion times. And she's going to take this into consideration the money that we're not paying to the other person versus what we're paying the others and work that around. I have every confidence that she's gonna do that. So, you know, at this point, we're not adding to the overall total budget, but like I said, what's lost and, you know, what can be added, you know, she's gonna, I'm sure that she will do, what she can in order to compensate, without lifting obviously over, you know, what the budgeted amounts, what the mayor comes up with, when we do the budget for, next time around.
Thank you. Motion now.
Motion to approve the golf spray technician services agreement.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye. My mic wasn't on.
Aye, my mic wasn't on.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have the Newland Health Council grant agreement.
Yeah, parking.
You missed the parking, Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
Yep.
2025 special event parking fees.
Yep, as we discussed earlier tonight, I would like the board to approve a $40 per car per day parking fee for the fireworks on July 4th and also for the Great Lakes Grand Prix on Sunday, August 3rd. We did this last year and raised quite a bit of money to make up the lost revenue from giving up our parking spaces. So would highly recommend that you approve this.
Any comments from the board? From the public? I entertain a motion.
I motion to approve the special event parking fees for 2025.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Now we have the Newland Health Council grant agreement.
Yes, I am happy to announce that the Newland Health Council has donated $50,000 towards the construction of the Fetters Alley Playground Project. And I would ask that you approve and sign their very simple one-page grant agreement.
This is the fund for continued maintenance.
No, this is towards construction.
Okay. Any other questions? Comments from the board? Comments from the public? Need a motion, I guess.
I motion to approve the Newland Health Council grant agreement.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Now we have the Pepsi agreement.
Yes, so after many months of negotiating with Pepsi, who's been the parks vendor, I'm guessing 12 to 15 years, we finally come to an agreement on prices, products. We did look at purchasing and selling beverages in-house and took into account all the machines that they provide, coolers, vending machines, fountain machines, things of that nature. And the maintenance of all of those under this agreement versus buying our own equipment, maintaining it, and either having product delivered or having people going out to Gordon's. It's cheaper to go with Pepsi and have the product delivered. And then they give us some marketing funds. We get some free cases of water, things of that nature. But we did look at it both ways and trying to think what we negotiated down. They were trying to get us to purchase some beverages that we just didn't think would go, especially at the zoo. The zoo has, you know, there's a lot of kids there and there's like the Celsius and things, which I didn't like because I only drink kid stuff.
You're like Celtic
I like-
and smoothies and
Yeah, it was horrible.
other stuff. That's trying to get us to get.
Anyway, I think our negotiations are good. The contract has been reviewed by our attorney, Laura Nuremberg, and we would ask that you approve it tonight.
Any comments from the board?
I got a few. I'm glad to hear that you work them hard because they like to call the shots.
Yep.
So one of my concerns was that all beverages, usually they're like, if there's a beverage we don't carry, you can have it. But I saw in the contract, it says all beverages have to come from them. So do they do a slush machine
Yes.
beverage? Okay, they do. Okay, cool. And then with have they always claimed that they're like a sponsor of their water and their, you know, everything is they're a sponsor of Michigan City Parks and Rec, is that on signage somewhere?
It's not.
Okay, because I didn't know if they were gonna have us put a big sign right down
No.
at the beach.
So that's like, I think their window signage is what they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
Sponsored.
they do have some marketing stuff like we can personalize the face of a vending machine.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Inside the venue that you're selling it,
Mhm.
not.
okay, they're not asking for a sign.
No, and we're not required to put any of their marketing materials up. They just offer them to us for free.
Yeah.
So
Well, I thought it said there you had to have their logo on all of your signs,
if
all of
we
your
choose-
menu signs. You don't have,
if we choose their marketing materials, which the only one we have chosen is a custom face for the pop machine at the zoo.
Mhm.
It's got a peacock on it.
yeah,
So that's gonna have a logo that will say
yeah.
official sponsor of the
Yeah.
Washington Park Zoo.
Okay, but they're not other signage just random in the park or anything like that. Okay, because they're not paying us enough for that.
And we negotiated things like cups, which was huge,
Yeah,
out of the agreement.
good for you. Good.
That was a little bit of a push, but
We were looking for something that they didn't offer.
yeah,
Yep.
we wanted sustainable bamboo type products because that's the zoo's mission. And we're
Yeah.
like, we are not putting plastic cups,
Yeah.
straws, or anything in our zoo. So that was kind of what took so long, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was really that.
Yeah.
Because they make a lot of money selling their cups.
Oh, yeah. Is this contract tied in with the golf course too?
It is.
Okay. And then the vending machines, do we fill our own vending machines?
No.
Okay.
Well, Sean, I think, does one.
Yeah, just one.
Sean does one right outside the concession
Just
stand,
one,
just make sure
okay.
it's always full.
Okay.
But no, they do service our machines.
Okay. Okay.
Fill.
That's, yeah, cool. That's all I had. Thanks.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Then we'll entertain a motion about the Pepsi agreement.
I move that we accept the Pepsi contract.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Servicescape 2025 contract renewal.
Yes, this is again, second year renewal of a 3-year contract for, landscape maintenance services at Millennium Plaza. And just for the newer members of the board, this board can approve 3-year contracts. But our attorneys have always advised that we put a renewal option in there annually, which I think is wise, in case we're not happy with service. It just makes it easier to part ways. But Servicescape's been doing a great job. We don't have any complaints, so I recommend approval.
Any comments from the board?
Mhm.
Any comments from the public? But we need a motion, please, for Servicescape contract renewal.
I motion to approve the ServiceSafe 2025 contract renewal.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The JB West umbrella liability adjustment for the zoo roofs.
Yes, so JB West was the contractor chosen to do the roof repairs at the zoo from the hail damage last May. I did speak with General Insurance. They asked that the umbrella liability be reduced, but because it was gonna cost them quite a bit of money and this isn't a huge contract, so General Insurance did agree to that. In October of every year, this board approves our contract templates. And the insurance is set by General Insurance as their recommendation as the city's carrier. However, there's been several contracts last year that we were able to negotiate down the umbrella from 4 million to 1 million because they're small. There's not that type of liability, and these smaller companies, they just can't afford it. So General Insurance agreed to this, so I would recommend that you approve it and we can get started with our report.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Hey, we need a motion on the JB West
Oh,
liability adjustment.
I'm so sorry. This is an insurance job though, the hail damage? Right, okay. And then the liability, is a total of 4 million?
Umbrella on top of the general liability.
Okay. Cause I don't know if Pepsi had that in their contract. I
This
just
is
assumed-
for construction contracts.
Right. Oh, so you're not saying this, oh, I thought you said it's for everybody. So like with Pepsi, that's not the
No,
case?
construction
Okay.
contracts are 4 million, but rarely do we have any, like, the cat exhibit at the zoo, absolutely, that was huge. But these
Yeah.
smaller, like $13,000 roofs, or I think this one's 133,000 total. Just so you know, we had 45 roofs damaged in that hailstorm.
Crazy.
29 of them were at the zoo. So this has been a long, drawn out process. And we're just trying to get the zoos finished up before our opening date.
They think they'll be able to
Get
get
this off
done?
the books. What's
They
that?
get those done before opening day?
Yes, they should. Yeah,
That's great.
as long as the weather. Please.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? We need a motion for the zoo roof liability adjustment.
I motion to approve the JB West umbrella liability adjustment for the zoo roofs.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
And reports of the officers.
Yes, thank you. On January 16th, Will and I attended the Rotary Club luncheon. I presented the Fetters Alley project to the club. They were really excited to hear about it. We did let them know that there are donation opportunities for individuals, organizations, businesses. So it was good to get that out there, see their excitement. Will and I did complete evaluations of all the full-time staff. Now, not all the full-timers. The directors do the staff underneath them. Will and I did the directors. And then Will and I hosted a breakfast meeting with park maintenance staff, kind of an annual meeting. The mayor attended, that was great, and gave them some updates on what's going on in the city. And it's kind of an appreciation breakfast, just to thank them for everything that they do throughout the year. We did it last year. This year we brought in the zoo staff. They are a hard group to get all in one room because of the nature of their 7-day-a-week operation. But we hosted them for lunch and the mayor attended that as well. So we appreciate her time. On January 22nd, we had a pre-construction meeting at Boardwalk 1, which is, it's on the Singing Sands Trail next to the Peanut Bridge. So at the Waste Inc. site, a boardwalk was constructed as part of the trail. After it was constructed, we found a design flaw and the vehicle load was not high enough rated for our maintenance equipment to get into that site for mowing and just regular maintenance. So I did meet with the design firm who designed that, pointed that out to them. They are paying for it, so it just went out to bid. It's about a $300,000 retrofit of the structure underneath to beef that up for our vehicle load capacities. So we had the pre-construction meeting. We're looking at probably 2 weeks. They should start mobilizing out to the site. And we're hoping they're done within 8 weeks so we can reopen the trail, but it will be closed for at least 2 months. We'll get that out, press releases and on our Facebook and our website. Concurrently, the water department is also doing a project just north of Peanut Bridge, and they're putting in a new lift station at Lake Avenue. So both projects are going to be happening probably at the same time, which actually is kind of advantageous that we don't have to close the trail down twice for 2 separate projects. So we're coordinating the 2 construction firms to make sure that everything goes smoothly and hopefully quickly. Regarding phase 3 of the Singing Sands Trail, NERC is now holding all the funds to complete that project. So the city has given our match money to them. We did a redesign, which is saving us a little bit over $1 million, which is great because the city didn't have enough money to complete right-of-way acquisition. Now we do. So all the contracts to finish that trail, the final design and engineering, right-of-way services, right-of-way acquisition, construction and construction inspection will all be managed through NERC and not the city. Which my response is, what am I going to do for the next 6 months? Because the trail is so time consuming. So this really is good news for us. And it should go smoothly and quickly because they have a lot more people on board managing this, where when I'm managing it, it's just me for all those spaces.
Mm.
So again, it's very time consuming. So I was happy about that.
Interrupt you for what NERC again is.
NERC is Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission. So they're like a metropolitan planning organization that brings together LaPorte, Lake, and Porter County. They get funding through federal highway, transit funding.
Phase 3 is from Memorial Park to the state line.
To the city's line. And then the county picks it up and they run it to the state line. And then I'm sure all of you have seen the trail going into Michigan. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Where does that city end? Where does the city line end? On 12?
On 12 at El Portal.
Okay. Mhm.
And that's what,
Stables.
yes, and then the county picks it up across the street.
Mhm.
So we're looking at letting this project in September of 2026. So if we're successful and that happens, winter work, which is tree work, will start in the winter 26 and construction will go through, actually 2026, I'm sorry. NDOT's fiscal year is different than ours. So in our calendar, it should be done by the end of 2026.
The end of 2026?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So NDOT, July 1st is 2026 of this year. Yeah. Just to confuse things a little. So that's moving forward. The city hired Sarah Group out of LaPorte to design a new website for the entire city. They're also doing a new logo, a new branding campaign. So in talks with them, our website covers so much. You know, we're such a diverse department and we get the most hits out of anyone in the entire city, probably all of them combined. So they are designing a standalone website for us. It'll be tied to the cities and have the same design schematics. So we're working on that. We're hoping to go live by the end of this quarter. They've been working closely with Will and his new programming app to make sure that that's integrated seamlessly. So we're excited about that. Because our current website leaves a lot to be desired.
Mhm.
The Oasis Splash Park. That was converted to a freshwater system in 2023. And the sanitary district came to us. There's an IDEM permit, a dumping permit in essence, for the wastewater coming out of the splash park, which is now just going into the storm drains. There is a dechlorination system hooked up to it, which I don't quite understand because if you have chlorinated water in your house, like I just don't get why we're dechlorinating. In any case, we looked at hooking up to the sanitary sewer to not have to get that permit and not have to do all the testing that IDEM requires. But we got the numbers yesterday. It's going to cost us $115,000 a year to operate the splash park. Water, sewer, electric, and labor costs. Right now, it's costing us $40 to do the testing and have the permit. So we're trying to figure out what to do with the splash park. It is really underutilized. You know, when we first built it, everybody came and it was great, but I think the novelty's worn off. Even though it's free, it's just not used. So we can't justify paying that kind of money for that operation. So we're looking at a couple of things. I did shoot the mayor an email this morning and sanitary and asked them if they had the capacity to continue testing for one more year. So the facility is operating while we determine what to do with it next. If you look at our master plan, it shows us turning that into a multi-use space with different kind of courts, pickleball, basketball, using it as a festival venue, a smaller festival venue. So Will and I are kind of looking into that. Ice skating was a big one. Will's found some systems that are convertible. So they're courts in the summertime and then they flip to a coiled rink in the wintertime. So all these options are out there. We have a lot to think about. I just don't want that facility sitting dormant all summer while we decide. I think we should just pay the expense and get it out there in the public that we're looking to do something different with it. But we can't justify that annual cost. And that's on top of the $200,000 construction cost to hook it to the sewer. So yeah, astronomical for the benefit that it's giving the city, in my opinion. So you'll hear more about that in the coming months. We're still researching Millennium Plaza. We just got a quote this week from Chicago Fountain. I haven't had a chance to look that over yet. So that's another big decision the city needs to make. Are we rehabbing the fountain? Are we demoing the fountain? So we'll get you some more information. The big thing was the quote. We did have an engineer's assessment and then just some guesstimates. I think the repair work's gonna be in the $450,000 range. And we'll also collected, I think, over 700 surveys to get public input. So we'll be putting all that together, the yays and the nays, and we'll move on from there. Regarding the zoo, they started the design and engineering of the new Wings of Wonder, which is the indoor aviary. Ryan, the exhibit you love. This would be a totally enclosed space. And I mean, the zoo's really concerned right now with the avian flu. It's coming close to our area. There was a dead mallard in the parking lot of Lot 1 this morning. So we did go out to retrieve that to get it tested and it was gone already. So I don't know if someone picked it up. A fisherman called it in to me, or a coyote got it. But we're keeping a really close eye on that. This exhibit would eliminate the outside contact from wild birds. So Jamie's working diligently to get that done, like ASAP. I did see the design this week. It's really, really cool. I love it. So I'll keep you posted on that. And then the tree board just recently finished the tree inventory at the zoo. So that was the last of the park properties. So all of our properties are now on a city inventory. They're going to do some analyzing of what species we have and what percentages and what needs to be planted in what areas of the city. And then they have $1 million grant to purchase trees, to hire an arborist intern for 3 years. And then the Student Conservation Corps is coming in to assist with watering. So we're going to get the benefit of a lot of new trees this year and next year with no maintenance, which is amazing. Like, people want to give us trees all the time, like thousands of them, but they have to be watered and the first 3 years are critical. So this will be a great gift to the Parks Department. And then maintenance department, they're continuing to remove the holiday lights. Ran into some really bad weather where they were frozen solid into the ground. And I'd also like to tell you that they completed 811 safety training. So great job, Pat, for signing them up for that. And then on a sadder note, our recently hired golf pro Justin Stevens turned in his resignation on January 24th. He took another position, not even in the golf world. That's something he really couldn't refuse. It's good for himself and his family. So we're actively interviewing right now and hope to have someone in that position soon. And I'm happy to report there's no vandalism.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, Assistant Superintendent's report.
I had a couple of questions with Shannon. Actually, when you talked about the design flaw over there with the bridge and that, I don't know who found that, but thank God somebody did in order for us to correct that, so we don't have some issues over there. And then also, it's really strange about the splash pad. There's still people on social media that are asking, is it open?
Right.
I don't know what in the world is going on with that. It's been open now for what? How many years back now? Two?
2010.
Yeah, and so I don't know
Well,
why.
closed for 3 years
Yeah,
during COVID.
and I just think like people forgot about it because there are a lot of people still out there asking, is that open? So that
And again, that's another reason that I would like to see it stay open this year. I don't want to just turn it off when we really don't even have a plan yet.
right.
It's just the sanitary sewer hookup is just astronomical. I mean, we were shocked.
Yeah, and other than that, not too much really going on, huh?
Huh?
Good job.
It's 3 weeks worth.
All right. Yes. I got all like events and leagues and stuff going on that's getting started right now. So first off, let me continue to plug the auto app. No, it's everything with there's been a few hiccups with the software initially, starting something new. But for the most part, everything's been going real smooth. I think we have 48 kids signed up for baseball right now. And we have people signed up for chess club and everything else on the app. So it's getting off to a good start, and we're working out the bugs before we continue to put more on the app. Coming up soon on February 10th, we have a Valentine's Craft Corner for kids 6 to 9 years old. There are two 45-minute sessions, one being at 5:30 and one at 6:30. Each session is $8, and we picked out 5 crafts for the kids to do, and we will do as many as we can in that 45 minutes. The kids are going to be having a lot of fun. We have one of our City Kids Day Camp instructors, Ayana Malone, that's the craft instructor for that. And we're looking forward to this Valentine's one will be the first one. So we're really looking forward to this coming around. That's kids crafts. Now this is adults crafts. We have a paint and pour coming up at Krieger Memorial Hall on February 15th. From 6:30 to 8:30, and it's $25 a person. Food will be there. This and can also be signed up on Auto App. Tickets are available on the Auto App. Moving on to the next one. Every first and third Monday at Krieger Memorial Hall at 5:30, there's Michigan City Chess Club. The first one was 2 weeks ago, and 12 people showed up, a good mix of kids and adults. And on this past Monday, it was 16 people who showed up. Again, a good mix of adults. All skill levels are welcome. It doesn't cost anything. Show up at 5:30. Be ready to learn or to play. I would say that the levels of people that's been in attendance have been I've never played chess before, and yeah, you don't even look like you can play, so I'm not going to play you. So like you got both ends of people being there, and it's been I know I was there for the first day, and I FaceTimed somebody on the second day, and it's been a good vibe at Krieger Memorial Hall for that. Youth Baseball League signups are going on right now. We still have another week for early bird signups. It's a $5 discount for early bird signups. And as I said already, that's been going pretty good already. And lastly, for right now, I'm currently in Leadership LaPorte. The Leadership LaPorte County is leadership training. And in my group, they put us in groups, and we have to do group projects, community service projects. And my group is building a library for Paladin. This is probably going to be coming out tomorrow, that we're going to be doing a book drive until March 1st to collect these books that we're going to put in our new library that we're going to put out at Paladin for adult users. So I'll have a flyer here, and I'll put it out there on our board today after the meeting. And that's all I have for right now.
Thank you, Will.
No problem.
Any other comments from the board for these two? Planning Commission liaison report, Mr. Hoffman.
The Planning Commission met on January 28th and voted on the appointments of officers. There was a petition 903-243 for the final PUD SUD plan for the Moore subdivision that was presented and approved by the board.
And that's up more off Moore Road.
More and yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Port Authority liaison, I'm going to appoint myself to be that liaison, and I was the zoological liaison, and Mr. Stimley reached out to me last week, and they're planning their summer events, and I don't know if they've spoken with you. They have one date set, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Attorney's reports. Laura's not here. Director reports. Department finances.
All right, that's me. Okay, tonight we have Michigan City Park Department claims docket for February 5th, 2025. Total claims, $259,755.25. I move that we pay our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Payroll number 1 for 2025. Pay date January 10th. Total payroll $68,988.50. I move that we pay our people.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
You're welcome.
Motion carried.
Payroll number 2, 2025. Pay date January 24th. Total payroll $68,649.95. I move that we pay this payroll as well.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to gifts and donations. We have Holiday Construction for $500. Did you want me to read what it's, the middle part, what it's for? Okay. Holiday Construction Park Donation Water Tower Ribbon Cutting, $500. Jones Petrie Rafinsky Park Donation Water Tower Ribbon Cutting, $500. Arby's YBL Donation Team Sponsorship, $400. Wix.com Zoo Donation Online Donations, $425.06. Fox Photography YBL Donation Team Sponsorship, $400. Human Rights gave for Park Donation Fetters Alley Playground, $200. I move that we accept these gifts and donations.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Minor transfers, none. Zoo Endowment, none. Board of Works. Invoices totaling $68,311.31 were paid at the January 17th, 25 and February 4th, 2025 Board of Works meetings to Reith Riley Construction Company, Clubhouse Paving, $6,563.80. And also to Reith Riley Construction Company, Clubhouse Paving, $61,747.51. I move that we accept the Board of Works invoices.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And finally, credit card charges. Credit card charges totaling $1,132.19 were paid to corporate payment systems for the following: lacrosseballstore.com for rec and our helmet rack, $361.50. Katam.com for maintenance trays for warming racks, $318.03. Baseballsavings.com donation YBL catcher's gear, $133.70. And POSsupply.com admin thermal receipt paper for parking, $318.96. I move that we approve these credit card charges.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Oh.
Great.
Any
Great
comments
leader.
from the public?
Great mentor right here.
You got two rushing to it.
Oh, no, please. I've already talked about it. Okay, somebody else.
My name is Doug BG. I live at 1 Marine Drive, units number 1 and 3, right next to the Franklin Street Bridge. The cover bands on Friday and Saturday over the summertime, are they going to happen again this summer? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask for some middle ground because every Friday and Saturday night, all summer, I have these towering speakers pointed at my home. It's a lot. So, I mean, I'm willing to talk to them. It's well attended and everybody likes it, so I'm not complaining. But can we try to figure out a way to reconfigure in some way? And I'm not exaggerating. I can't even hear my TV with the air conditioner on. It's so loud. Because you know where my unit is, right? I mean, what, I'm 100 feet away maybe? And so as a neighbor, I'm asking, can we try to figure something out on a volume level? And it's not just for the concert. They start about 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they do their sound check and then they do the rehearsal. So it's about from 2 to whenever it ends, 10 o'clock or so. So if you'd rather me get with the vendor, I can try to work with them. Point the speakers another way, something. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this the every weekend
Live
thing
at the
that,
lakefront.
every weekend, right, yeah, yeah.
Do we know what, just out of curiosity, do we know what kind of speakers these are? Because a lot of the speakers too will also vent. They have the vents at the bottom, so you're still going to be getting sound. And I agree, like changing it, you're going to get you won't be catching the treble.
That's okay. I've been on the balcony on some of the bands, I mean, everybody likes it. It's great. Can we figure out a way
We're
where
just hoping to dampen.
I want to listen to my TV at 9 o'clock at night because I'm not, I'm old and I don't stay out late anyway, but yeah, just something. And I'm willing to talk about it or help or whatever. Oh, the other comment I had on the fountain, my balcony's right there. So I look at that fountain all the time. The foot traffic in the daytime is diminished without the fountain, number one. Number two, with speakers, after everything's set up, hardly anybody uses that area during the day, and they used to. They used to like to watch the toddlers play in the water in the fountain. It was cute. But no, they don't do it anymore. So just take that into consideration when you're doing the planning on the
Thank
fountain.
you.
So
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Scott Mellon, Turner Kendall Place. Sorry about my misfire on the earlier public comments. But yeah, the parking stickers would be nice if we could have a second location or expand the time. You're essentially forcing 15,000-20,000 people all to go down to the beach to get their stickers. So if we could spread it out, it might be helpful. There were lines, significant lines. I was going to ask for a Millennium Fountain update, so I appreciate hearing from the superintendent. And I think there's something really important that the superintendent said in her report that might have gone unnoticed by the public, and that is intergovernmental coordination of the project on the Singing Sands Trail in coordination with the water department's Lake Street Lift project. I think that's really an example of good governance to overlap the projects to minimize the disruption for the people. And I think people need to understand that. That's good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the things I personally would like to see is if we could start mulching or putting wood chips around the trees in Washington Park. I've spoken to the superintendent in the past. I know she has her own concerns about that, but we have a mix of mature trees and small trees, and the small trees would really benefit by a nice secure circle around them that holds in the moisture and keeps maybe some of the foot traffic off their roots. And I think it looks sharp. And last note, the Fedder's Alley Playground being a what are we calling it? All inclusive
destination.
I'm sorry?
All inclusive destination.
All inclusive. Great facility. I'm fully in support of it, of course. You said there's donation opportunities for the public. Do we have a way to memorialize that? Like bricks or names, or is that already set up? I apologize if this has already been gone over.
So it's not, that's still in the design stage. Our thought right now is there's two themes in that park. One is definitely celebrating nature and the dunes. Everything about the features in there celebrate nature. The second theme is public art. So we made a real effort to keep 1.5% of this budget to go to public art. So we're looking at the back of the restroom wall that'll sit up on the hill, like overlooking the park, as doing a donor wall with some type of public art. It's not designed yet.
Right.
So
ceramic tiles that come out as a big tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Something.
Bubbles. Yeah, something fun, something beach glassy.
Because there's somebody in my family that is severely disabled, and it's like, hey, I'd like to donate for that, but it'd be nice to have something to show.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a recognition wall with different donor levels, and then we do have a couple of the large pieces that we're naming. So Health Foundation of LaPorte gave us $750,000, so the tower will be named for them. And then Duneland Health Council named the fish climber, the rainbow trout. They really like the rainbow trout, so they gave us $50,000 for that. So yeah, the bigger pieces will have naming plaques and then overall a big donor wall. Yeah.
But all in all, there's a lot of exciting things happening with the park, and I really appreciate what's happening and the care you all put into it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great year, Michigan City.
Yeah, thank you. Shannon, is your name going to be on the butterflies?
Your dragonfly.
Oh, sorry. Dragonflies.
They gotta be mean a little bit.
They gotta be mean.
They're not because I don't have $40,000.
Any other comments from the public? I myself was on the toll road this morning. I saw a beautiful Washington Park sign. Who was responsible for that? Is that the Convention and Visitor Bureau, I wonder? It's when you're headed east. It's a big Washington Park picture of the beach.
Go for it. Big billboard. All right. Where's it located?
Wow.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Good job, Will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments from the board?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I know. I got my voice back. Well, I hope that the people of Michigan City are really paying attention to all of the things that Will is doing, all these new events, and I hear it and see it all the time. There's nothing to do with Michigan City, but there's a lot going on. I hope the public is hearing and seeing some of this stuff. And you mentioned that you were doing Leadership LaPorte County. You guys are doing a project. I believe Terry Greetham is on the board. He's the president. So all you have to do is just promise him that you'll get him a new parking lot out there for his events and you'll get a good grade on your project. I'm just saying. I know you can't promise him that, but if you tell him that, you'll get you a nice little grade. Well, and as Shannon reported and everything that's going on, she said, yeah, that's the last 3 weeks. I mean, there is a lot going on with the park department and a lot of good things happening. So I hope the public is paying attention to what's happening down here with the park department.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Anybody else? I entertain a motion to adjourn. I don't have a gavel yet. I'm gonna.
So moved, Mr. President.
There you go.
Yeah, I want the top dollar one.